Good morning. So today it's just a solo ride. Adam has just left. So normally on Saturdays we do family park run, but we have something on Sunday tomorrow. So I really want to get out for a ride. So Adam is going to run with Alex instead of me running with Alex at the park run, and I'm going to do a solo ride. So yay! We looked at the weather and we're both saying we're either going to get completely soaked or it's just going to pass us, but it does look nice at the moment, so I'm being optimistic. I had a thermal base layer on and I just took it off and put on a sleeveless one, so because it is quite mild outside, but I say that, we'll see if I live to regret that. But this top I always underestimate how good it is, so I'm fingers crossed. I will put gloves on as well, and I'm taking a waterproof because it does say it's going to be wet. But today's route is 47 kilometres, so just a small one, with 464 metres of climbing. So nice and hilly, so it should keep me warm if it isn't. But it should, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So yeah, don't know how, probably get back before Adam, probably just because the time that they get through to do the park run, because we don't have one locally, it's a 20-minute drive, park run, faff about, get back in the car and drive back, maybe about the same time. So I start off, leave Forest, up to Rafford, Dallas, Kellas, round by the back of Elgin and up some of my favourite climbs, the Garden climb, which actually from the side I'm doing it's actually really nice because it's very steady. So the normal side that I do it from is a little bit steeper, but I quite like it. So yeah, it's going to be quite a nice ride if it stays dry. So let's see. Let's get going. I failed to mention, so just checking cars, that I'm on my winter bike now, because Belle, my Bianchi's on the turbo for the winter, all nice and washed and ready, and I forgot how different this bike is. Mainly the saddle, for one, is not the comfiest. It's an aluminium Trek that I've had for about 15 years. I'll show you at some point, but the gearing is completely different and the size, it feels so different. But considering I've had it for 15 years, it's done me really well, and I'm not scared to get this mucky or bashed or chipped because it's aluminium. It's pretty sturdy. Sorry, there's a car there. I had to stop and change gear. But I'll show you the difference when I stop at the top of a climb or something, just so you can see what I'm riding compared to my last one. Still rim brakes though on both my bikes, so that's not too different. But I'm already warm, which is good. I always start my rides with lots of climbing. So if it is cold, I'm always warm by the time, the first 20 minutes. But it's so pretty. All the trees are changing colour. I like this time of year. It's good fun so far. So that's me, well, some of the climbing. I've just stopped at this pretty river, or burn as we call it. Just to show you my winter bike and what I'm dealing with. And to be fair, it's not bad, it's a really good bike. I've loved it. It was when I went down to uni, I stopped gymnastics after I don't know how many years of gymnastics, and I thought I'll just do something easier, like an easier sport, because I felt my body was getting absolutely hammered. So I went to the sports fair and I saw the triathlon club, so I started triathlon because why not? And that's when I got really into it, and they had bikes to hire, a small, medium and large frame, and I would hire the medium and my friend would hire the small, so it was a bit big for me, but we used to go out with them at the weekends whenever we could. So I got really into it, and then I saved up. I worked all summer one summer and just saved as much pennies as I could to buy this bike, and at the time it was £500, which to me as a student was like, oh my days, that's a huge amount of money. But for an entry-level bike, it's done me really well. So this is it. It's a Trek 1.2? 1.1. Morning! You alright? Yeah, fine. That's nice. Probably thinking, what is she doing in Egypt? Yeah, Trek 1.1. I think this is the men's because I like the colour better. What a girl thing to do. But I've really loved it. Aluminium frame, like I said. I think it was Shimano. I don't know if we've updated. No, it came with Shimano. Since then we've given it a little bit of updating with the size of the bars and wheel set as well. We've changed that so it was a little bit lighter, because I think it's like something like 13 kilos, so it is a heavy bike, but for my first kind of level bike it was great. And then even as a winter bike it's aluminium, so it's hardy as, so you can take it out in the winter, and I don't mind. Like, I used to commute across Edinburgh 17k each way, and this thing did it. Like, any pothole you're like, it's not too bad, you know, you might get a puncture, but the frame, I never worried about it. So but that's me at the top of Upper Rafford. I'm just about to keep climbing up to Dallas, so all I do for the first, I don't know how many k, 15 kilometers is just go uphill, which is really good because you're starting, I'm just warm now, so I've taken my gloves off. But I do think this is getting me really warm, but I think I'll need it when I go down, like when I'm not climbing so much, because it is not looking the greatest. It's still very grey. I have both lights on, but just getting into that, like having to get the winter bike and pump up the tyres, there's like 20 psi pressure in them before I started, so that's how long I've been on this bike. And then just the faffing as well, like the Garmin doesn't fit up here, so I have to put it here. These are at least decent bottle holders, so you can go over bumps so they won't fall out. The bell, because I was commuting, it doesn't work when I've got the bag on. But yeah, pretty good setup. So this has got less gears as well, so my Bianchi, I call it the granny gear. You know, when we were out in the Alps, it's just that one little extra gear does a good thing. But I suppose when you're training through the winter, if it's harder now, it's going to be easier when I get back onto the Bianchi in the summer. So let's just keep going. So yeah, a little bit more climbing up to Dallas, and then we're turning down to Kellas. And I'll try and film as much as I can of the views as we go. And it's still not raining, so I'm keeping optimistic. Let's go. Bring it back. Still climbing. Up, 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 up. Getting warm. Only got one bottle of water as well. Whoops. The sun is out and it's nice because I'm still climbing. He's warm up. Very warm now. Finally a bit of flat. It's so moody looking, but as long as it doesn't rain, I don't mind. Keep on coming dry. Yay! It's Dallas. Whee! It's been very pretty all the way up here, and then a little bit downhill, and then I've got to go back up again. Oh, that's me through Dallas. It's literally like 3 seconds to get through Dallas. It's very small, but very nice. My mum used to teach here in the primary school. Nice little small school. Which is getting, I think it's getting threatened to shut down, but anyway, that's not the point. I was going to ask a question about these gears. I don't know what the name of these gears are called, so if anybody knows, please put it in the comments, because it drives me crazy when I try to describe them. But the little levers here, so I don't know what you call that, because they're not the shifters on the gear, they're just the shifters here. I don't know. I call them toggles. Oh, big tractor. Need to do this for GB Scotland. See if I can do it in time. Priorities. Hey! I got distracted by the big tractor. I'm just watching all the calves on the hill and they're running about. Little cows up there. We're going, no. We're going up that way, down that way. A little bit of climbing to get out of Dallas, and then it's a lovely descent towards Elgin, but we're not quite going to Elgin, and I'm turning off to do some more climbs. But coming along that road, there was so many like black screech marks of tyres, you know, and like, I don't know, when you're cycling that, it just gives you the heebie-jeebies. Like, if people are going that fast that they have to do that they leave tyre imprints, it makes you feel a little bit at edge. And normally I peel off and do a bit up this by a buffalo farm, but it's a lot more climbing, and I thought, well, I've got a lot of climbing, but do you know what, I think next time I'll just do it, because it's not worth feeling like that. It's horrible. Bah. especially when you're on your own, you're just a little bit more in your head sometimes about things like that, like, or that the fact that we have a little baby boy now, I'm like, he depends on me, I can't be doing silly things. Like, not that that should have stopped me thinking that way before, but it does make you think twice about things. So I might just take a little break here for a banana stop and then just, well, I mean, eat a banana and then go, because I'm quite bad at keeping on top of fueling, so I'll do that now, because once I get into the climbs I just kind of just go I want to get them done. So yeah, I'll do that and then get going. Oh. Bye cows. Whee! What's always good about climbing up hills is you always get a really good fun downhill on the other side. Yeah! Whee! I just love this time of year. The colours are just, I know it's getting darker and colder and winter's on its way, but it's just so pretty. That's me down through Kellas. It's so pretty. I know I keep saying it, but I've just come down through that, I guess, the valley. It's just all autumn colours and lots of pheasants and nice nature, like it's just nice to be out. It's quiet as well. From some windmills and the sound of grass. It's so nice. I love this time of year just before harvest, like before everything just goes brown. You know, it's still very much alive in a way, although it is dying, it's just still alive. As soon as they start ploughing the fields, I'm like, oh, everything's just brown and dark looking. But not too long now, we're going to go down to Elgin Way. A little bit more climbing there, past some lovely little ponds, Kellas Estate, which is always really pretty. And then I'm descending down towards Elgin, and then I'm doing a little cut off up a little uppity downy road. It's a little bit quieter, so I like it. And the other road back I've always done, so you do both ways and you can get a little bored of it. It's quite big and just, so we're doing it this way. I think that's Aaron and Alex finished their park run, so I've just texted them to let them know. I have my shared live location on, so they know exactly where I am, so I think they'll beat me home with the amount of faff that I had to get done with the finding out everything for the new bike, well, the old bike, but the new setup. So there's so many pheasants, like it must have been like 12 just in this one field. Anyway, I better get going. Yeah. Whee! Descending down into Elgin. It's definitely colder on this side. And lots of piggies. Hello piggies! Honk honk. Oh, I'm so glad to get off that road. The surface was so bad. My hands are so sore just from that section. It's like, oh, felt every bump. And this saddle is definitely getting switched out. Considering it's not a huge ride today and I'm already feeling it. Ooh, that was sore. And it's too hot to put my gloves back on, so I can't complain. Like, I don't have gloves on, so that's why my hands were like, ooh. Look how pretty this road is. Lovely big farmhouses as well. Much better than that fast road I was just on, surface wise and for cars. So a little bit more, and then I turn off this one for an even smaller road, and I go up, 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 up again. Up, 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 up. Chippy! Geese, love that sound. It's a lovely little back road. I've not done it this way before, I've always done it that way. It's quite nice. But my next move is going along this little valley past a big abbey called Plusgarden Abbey, and then we're going up that forest hill up that way. So that's the long drag up. But yeah, this road is really nice. Sky's really kind of moody still, but you know what? It just shows that you don't have to have the perfect sunny day. And if the weather just, like, we had I think 50% chance of rain today. Nada. So if you're sitting at home procrastinating on the sofa thinking I should really go for that ride, because it's so easy. Like, I woke up and obviously for the bags under my eyes, you can tell Alex hasn't had the best couple of weeks sleeping, so we've not had the best couple of weeks sleeping, and you wake up and you think, oh, I'm just so tired, I could easily just stay home. But actually, the majority of the time is once you get out, you feel really good. Unless you're like sitting at home with a cold and you just really need to stay at home, that's fine, just rest up. But majority of the times when I feel really tired, like same with the turbo, like the turbo is the worst to try and motivate yourself to get onto, but actually when you do, you actually feel a lot better for it. It's the same with Adam, like we just push each other sometimes. He's doing some running through the week with a local club, and it's so easy just to say, oh, but I'm so tired, and then we just say, no, you're going, I've got Alex, you go. And actually you come home and you're like, oh, thanks for making me go, because I actually feel a lot better for that. And that is like one of these this morning. I was just so tired, but I thought, no, I've organised it, I'm going out, I'm going to do it. And because I'm on my own, I can film as well, so that was a little bit of motivation just to get some videos up and things. So yeah, you guys don't realise it, but you're really good motivation. Just, it's like, it's just keeping myself accountable, really. I don't make this channel for anyone else, really. It's just nice to share my adventures with people, but it's just to be like, no, I need to go out, like, you're going to enjoy it, and just set some challenges for myself as well. So thank you. You don't know it, but you're doing wonders for my motivation. Right, gotta get going for this last bit. That's Adam on his way home from the park run, so they've definitely beat me home. But I think it'll be another half hour I should get to the top of that climb. Let's go. Oh my days. That's such a good climb, but then I always get competitive with myself. There's no need to rush up it, and I'm like, go. I don't know if I'll have a PB, but especially with this bike, but I always forget how nice it is. Like, there's a little bit of amber, but most of that gradient is pretty friendly, especially at the top. Whereas if you come up this side, it gets steeper at the top, steeper at the bottom, and then a little bit okay in the middle, and then steeper at the top. Whereas this one is a good, the steepest bit first, and then it's just gradual up, so that you can see by the last 600 meters, you're like, whee! So now just descending down back into Upper Rafford, where the turn off to Dallas is, through Rafford, and then back home to Forest. So not long now. It's been so nice, much warmer than I thought, but I've really enjoyed it, just to get out and I think it's just quiet, but I love being out in nature, just seeing the birds and the trees. And I really hope I'm in frame here. I think the GoPro just died, so I'm just filming on my phone, but I never get me in the frame. So yeah, I've just said, like, I was just really enjoy getting out before it really gets wintry. So I better get going before I cool down a little bit. But I'm glad I put this on, because the wind has been strong on the way back, and this has been really good. It's like water resistant and wind resistant, so you get nice and, it keeps you nice and cozy. Once you're warm, you warmed up, keeps you warm. Right, let's go yippee down this hill. And an interesting turn of events there. Oh god, I'm in the wrong gear. Oh well, I'm gonna have to climb up this hill. That there was road closures through the lower part of Rafford, and they wanted me to go back to Elgin to go around it. Oh my days, I was like, I can't go back. That's like quite a lot of climbing to do that. And luckily just behind me was a couple on a little motorbike, and new little rat run. Thank you. I was like, fair enough for cars, it's like, oh, okay, we can't go that way and turn right, but for cyclists and pedestrians, what, you're just supposed to hike all the way to Elgin to get around? They wouldn't let you pass down the path. Technically, I'm local, because my mum and dad live very close to that. So, thank you to the couple who knew that little rat run. My legs thanked you a million times over. That's me home. I didn't bother filming the last little bit because it was just the same out, going back the way I came out, and the GoPro died. So, but it was so nice coming home. Adam and Alex were in the front room, and I tapped on the window, and he got so excited he started crawling towards the window and fell on his face. It was so cute. So yeah, just a chilled afternoon. It's nice when you get out in the morning, because then you can just chill. And they got a pram PB, so well done, Alex and Adam. But hopefully see you on the road next time. Bye.